Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Finesse cast, episode 4. We're really good at being consistent with getting them out. So this is our 4th one in about 18 months. This episode, we have some interesting guests on today. Celebrity appearance from Elliot Bird, all the way from Auburn University. Elliot, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Elliot. I'm just here to hang out.
Yeah, what's your major?
Electrical engineering.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk more about that later. Next
He's
to
on
me.
a business trip here.
I'm on a
Yeah.
business.
Next,
I'm here strictly to make money.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Next to me is Avery Cavens. Avery, say hello.
Hello.
And on the other side, Emma Boggs.
Hi.
Yep. And behind me is the veteran of the podcast, Regan Cavens.
Veteran?
Yeah.
Why am I a veteran?
I mean, this is like your 3rd one, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
All right. So yeah, we don't really have a plan of what we're going to talk about today, but so that's kind of where you're coming in, Elliot. Is pretty much to just talk about whatever. So, how is the professional life going for you?
Oh man, it's a dream.
Yeah.
It really is.
What'd you do last semester? Because I know you didn't take classes, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I worked at a engineering firm.
Yep.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot better than school.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back in school?
I hate it.
What's your favorite part of being back in school?
Well, I used this answer yesterday, but
I know.
when the day ends,
Yeah.
when I get to go home.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite part?
Oh Christ. Taking tests, failing tests.
Already?
Well, no, not yet this
Oh.
semester, but other ones.
I was
you
gonna
know.
say that'd be pretty quick. But
Yeah, no. We only fail quizzes so far.
Fair enough. It's fair enough. Well, yeah, we were just coming off of Christmas break, and yeah, the last podcast we put out was at the beginning of, I think it was the fall of 2018. So it's been about 6 months. So a lot to catch up on.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're living in a new house still, and yeah, not much else has really happened. Avery, how was your winter break?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I went to New York. Ate a lot of really good food. That was
Okay.
the only reason I wanted to go. 'Cause
Yeah.
there were a lot of cool places to
Yeah.
eat.
Okay, yeah, I heard the donuts were subpar though.
That wasn't a good one.
Regan, you want to expand on the donuts a little bit?
Okay, so here's the donut story. I don't know why. Okay, so little backstory to this. I generally eat like pretty healthy, I would say, but for some reason, I have no idea why. I think you were like this too, Avery. We just like really wanted a good donut and not like a Krispy Kreme donut or a Dunkin' donut, but like a Kraft donut. So we're like, New York is the place to do it. So we found this place. It was really close to our hotel, and we walked there really early in the morning because, you know, the donuts are
I
best
can hear you.
in the morning. What would you say?
I don't.
Like they're whispering, I can hear what they're saying.
I'm a little confused as to what a Kraft donut
It's
is.
like
Oh.
it's not
Gourmet
it's like
donut.
a real
That's what I
donut.
said.
Donuts are just fried dough.
I
in a
know, but
ring.
some
Yeah.
are better
They're
than
not
others.
Dunkin', that's like
They're like chains. They're like, you know,
They're
Kraft
not made
donuts are
fresh.
like I don't know. They're just better. Okay,
You can
don't
watch
judge.
Krispy Kreme donuts be made fresh.
Elliot,
at every
Elliot,
store.
Elliot. Okay, so anyway, we walked to this place. We got a ton of donuts just because they had really weird flavors and like we thought they'd be good. So let me give you an example of some of these flavors. Rose. Where and why would anyone ever want to eat flour? That's my first choice.
That one.
Okay,
That
second
was
one
my favorite.
was black pepper.
What?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a mistake.
Interesting.
There was beet.
Oh,
There was-
they're trying too hard.
It was gross, honestly. The dough was good, like it was soft and everything and like great, but like the flavors were so whatever. And I was really disappointed because I was really looking forward to like I don't know, I just wanted a good one, but after I ate those or tried to eat some of them, it made me so like grossed out and like I didn't like it at all that I just didn't ever want a donut the rest of the trip. And then I got back to Georgia and I wanted one and there's no like good places here. Except
Except for
plug Emma Boggs used to work at this really cool donut place called Dutch Monkey. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it is a fine establishment. The owners were chefs in New York City, like
Wow.
trained at a culinary school, so they know what they're doing. And I used to work there. I had to get there at like 4 a.m, so I'd have to wake up at 3 because it was 25 minutes away. It was kind of terrible. I had problems with sleeping.
This went downhill really fast.
But you know what? No. We're
Any
talking about
bad
the
managers
donuts.
you want to make
No,
fun of?
No,
What other
everyone
negative
that worked there was-
experiences?
Everyone that worked there was wonderful,
Okay.
and the donuts are fantastic. I don't work there anymore because I want to be able to like
So you're not getting
be
paid
an
for this.
insomniac,
You're not getting
but
paid to say this.
Not a
No,
plug,
this is
no.
not an ad. It's just me.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go there when I go home and fulfill my
We can
want
go
for
together.
a donut. Yes. But yeah, that was what happened. I'm trying to think of any other interesting New York stories. We're only there for like Avery and I are sisters. For anyone was wondering, that's why we were
Twins.
both there. But yeah, we're twins. But
For the fans listening at home.
Oh my god.
you what?
For the fans listening at home.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
friends.
I have
This
a
is
fan
this
base.
is blood
you know?
relation. We're
Okay,
talking
so-
about here.
Let's see. Anything cool happen? You think we saw The Lion King, which was
Mhm.
The
beautiful.
live action?
No.
I think on Broadway. we're
Broadway.
talking about.
I know, yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, it's like
I was like, I mean, I guess that.
It's scary.
I mean, guess
It
it
is
is
coming
live.
out.
Broadway is
Ooh,
live.
I got to go to the Museum of Natural History and see a lot of really
Ooh.
cool fossils.
A lot of
and
biology.
A
Oh,
lot
you
of
should
biology.
Tell
Very
about
cool.
your facing your fears from
Oh
your
my
childhood.
god. Oh my god.
What?
So when we were
Elliot's
really
the
little, we
perfect.
went to New York and we went to the same museum. And if you've been, you know that there's like an aquarium section.
I've never been.
Well, there's an aquarium section.
Cool.
And it's cool because they have like these
Huge whale.
yeah, there's these little rooms that have plexiglass in front of it and you can look in and you see like dolphins and stuff.
These
well,
are
there's
live
this one
animals?
room. No, they're fake.
There's stuff.
There's like
Why
stuff.
not just go to an aquarium?
Shush. So there's this
True.
one room
Georgia
that doesn't have
Aquarium.
any plexiglass in front of it. It's kind of behind a stairwell. I was really little and just kind of like wandering around. And there was fog inside of it, so I was just sitting, leaning over, playing with the fog, and I look up and there's just a giant eyeball, and I realize it's a giant squid
Oh,
in the
man.
dark being eaten by a giant whale.
That's awesome.
And it terrified me.
Wait,
That's
how old
probably
were
the
you?
coolest thing.
I
in
don't
the
know, I
place.
was like 7.
Oh, okay.
But when we went back, I went back to face my fear.
Oh,
It
nice.
wasn't
And,
even scary.
It was still very scary.
Oh.
There were a lot of people taking pictures. It was the only exhibit that did not have like a glass wall in front of it.
Huh.
Yeah, and
Weird.
I saw it. I'm
That's
not
pretty
afraid of it
violent to
anymore.
just have, like, on display.
Especially not behind any glass.
They've had some pretty.
It's just in
It's
the
just
middle
right
of a
there
hallway,
in your face, you know?
you know? Yeah. Interesting.
It's like a
Spooky.
giant squid. It's just
Weird.
gross.
Very cool.
Speaking of that, have you all seen The Meg?
Yeah.
It came out within the
No.
time. There's a lot of movies that came out within the time of the last podcast. So we're probably
Well,
pretty
it's been
late.
half a year.
Yeah, it's been about 6
Do
months.
some reviews.
I watched it on a
Yeah.
plane.
I did too.
And by
Yeah.
that, I mean I watched it on the person in front of me's seat on a plane.
So do you have any audio?
Nope.
Oh.
But I could pick up when they were pointing and you know screaming shark.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude. Yeah, Jason Statham definitely stole the show for that one. That was definitely probably one of his better works, which really isn't saying too much if you think about what he's been in. He's been in like, I guess, have y'all seen The Italian Job?
Nope.
Yes,
Okay, that was like the one movie I thought he was pretty good in.
it's a good movie.
Well, that and Fast and Furious, but
I watched my first Fast and Furious movie like probably a week ago.
really,
Yeah, Tokyo Drift.
what'd you think? That's probably the most known one,
Yeah,
I think, besides the Paul Walker one.
it was pretty good.
Okay,
I mean,
it's okay.
you know, it's Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
It seemed like I don't know from what I've seen from trailers of other Fast and Furious movies. This one seemed a bit more grounded.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's just Vin Diesel just talking about family and such. And
He was only there for a little while in this one.
Okay, gotcha.
Good for ASMR.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No.
rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Classic
Can
Paul.
they hear me?
Yeah. it's like-
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
The little pops in there.
I was
were,
asking someone to bring me a glass of water.
I'm wondering if they're going to be able to hear my ankles snapping every time I move my legs.
When did that start happening?
As far like probably as long as I can remember.
Really?
Just every step I take.
Every step I take,
I take in you. You
You are-
make me move, Jesus.
So-
Every...
anyways, yeah.
What do you
But,
have against Jesus, Doug?
Yeah, that's it.
Just
That's it.
kidding.
Quickly changes the topic.
Yeah.
I went on
Stop,
a trip
guys.
too. I went on a trip too
Yeah?
over Christmas.
Where'd you go?
I went to California. I went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard that's like the richest city on earth.
Oh yeah, that's where I belong.
Wow.
No, I have AirPods. No, I got family out there.
You're wearing them right now.
Yeah, I have one family out there.
Oh, yeah.
A cousin.
Oh, he's a doctor, or he makes fun of doctors, right?
Two different things.
I'm not trying to defame my cousin here.
Elliot told me.
He interacts a lot
Yeah,
with
all the
doctors.
like
He
25
makes
people
fun of
that'll listen to
doctors.
this.
Okay.
Oh.
He is in the med field out in California. That's all I'm going to say about that. But he showed me a great time. There goes my ankle again.
Is that what that was?
That's what that is.
You're
yeah.
also wielding a hammer, so I just don't know if it's that or your ankles.
It's the anks.
He hits himself in the ankles with the hammer.
Oh, okay.
That's what makes
Oh.
the sound. No. Yeah, I
No.
I saw a lot of things that I really wanted to see, which
Okay.
was good.
Like what?
Mostly just the West Coast. Like the actual Pacific Ocean. I'd never seen it before.
It's cold
It
all
takes
the
up like
time.
2/3 of the Earth,
Yeah.
and I've
Did you know
never
that,
even seen
Elliot?
it before.
It's pretty cool.
It's like cold.
It's
I'm pretty
freezing.
sure it's cold year round.
That's a good stat. by
It's
the way.
it's so cold.
2/3 of the Earth is the Pacific Ocean.
That's not right.
I can dream. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Uh,
As far as oceans
We
go.
saw all the sights to see. Saw the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
That one spot where everybody goes up on the hill
Mhm.
to the side of it and takes
Yeah.
a picture was closed. The road was closed.
Oh, so you
You know
didn't
what?
go?
So we didn't go up there, but we drove across it.
I don't
So-
like the
Oh.
that bridge.
Why?
Because the last time I was there, I had a horrific experience.
What?
What was
tell.
that?
So, we were little.
The
like,
last time I was there. Okay, we get it. You go to California.
The last time, okay, whatever. The last
You're
time I
not
was in San
unique.
Francisco, which was like the only time I've ever been to San Francisco. We were on the bridge and we were just walking and like sightseeing and like how they do there. And this lady was standing next to us and she was like carrying something and like just, I don't know, by herself, looked a little odd. And she takes out this box.
No.
And
like where
it's
this is
windy
going.
in California, let me tell you.
Oh, no.
we're on
So
a
she's
bridge over
going
the
to
ocean.
Oh, no.
pour something into the ocean,
Oh, I know.
and my dad catches it. We're right next to her. My dad catches it right as it was happening, and he like took Avery and I and put his hand over our face, not to keep us from seeing it, but because there's wind. So the lady poured it out. It was ashes. If you can't, like if you didn't understand that.
Spread my ashes.
She was trying
off
to
the
pour
Golden
someone's
Gate
ashes
Bridge.
over which is like people do that,
I did
But
that.
it was so windy that it just blew over
Gosh,
everyone.
that's-
Oh my god.
So my dad, I mean Avery and I were good, and
Yeah.
but I didn't really know what was going on, and then my dad told us later, and
Oh, that
I was
bothers me
sad,
so
and I was
much.
also so grossed out.
Oh gosh.
So that was the last time I was
You
on the
had that night. You probably showered
pretty
someone's
poetic.
yeah,
ashes
no,
down
we
a
went.
drain.
Listen, we went right back to the hotel, and like,
Oh,
That's
yeah, it was really
very
gross.
poetic.
And the lady
That's so
was.
gross.
It was
Why
just
didn't
sad.
she
'cause
think that through?
she was so old, like.
okay, so
It was sad. It was
Oh,
honest,
that
and
is
she
sad.
was
What you
sad
do here?
too because
Just sit around
like
and make fun of
whoever
old
it
people?
was.
I
Your
know it
husband,
didn't
I
work
don't know.
out. So, but
one
I
in
mean,
California.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
it
that.
didn't like she was probably trying to fulfill some
Yeah,
like, thing,
yeah.
and it didn't even go the way it was planned.
That's sad.
She thought everyone around her would be like, "Oh, that's so nice."
So
Everyone's like,
beautiful.
It's like
It's in my
I mean,
eyes!
nobody was like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with you?" But you could tell people were like, "Oh my
a
gosh,
little,
like,
like,
go away, like
startled.
don't be near it." It was
Yeah.
sad, but
yeah.
yeah, that was the last time
That's
I
what-
was on the bridge. It was a great
Wow.
time. Glad for that uplifting
what an
story.
experience.
Ugh.
That's pretty cool.
That's a crazy
No,
story.
it was gross.
Oh, sounds great though.
What else did I see? I went up a mountain while we were there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Did you see the redwoods?
Yes. Mountain biked in them.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. That's really cool.
It was very hard. I'd never
Yeah.
mountain biked before in my life.
You've never been in my...
How far did y'all go? Do you know?
Oh God, I couldn't even tell you. But all I know is we started out. We were up on we were in Oakland. We were on this hill, and my cousin was like, "I'm gonna go further down the hill so we can bike up it more." I was like, "Sure, man, that's fine."
How old is your cousin?
He's 40.
40?
Yeah. I was like, "Sure, man, that's fine." It wasn't fine. We went up. I mean, for the first probably 20 minutes of the entire time we were there, it was just going up.
That's so brutal.
Just going
That's such a
up
bad way to start
and
too.
up. And I'm on this guy's bike, and mountain bikes are expensive bikes.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying not to break this thing.
Yeah.
And
Da, 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 da.
what's up, Sam?
Sam Hart just
There you
walked
go.
in the room.
Hey, what's up, Sam? What's up, dude?
Just bringing in some water
Oh yeah.
for the talent.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Our,
talking
our
about
exec
So
producer.
loud.
being in California. You interrupted. Yeah, I did. No, I did.
Oh,
Over
can't wait
Christmas.
to hear about it.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in.
All right.
So
All
get
right,
out.
see you,
I'm not
Sam.
going to
Thanks
tell
for
you.
the
if you-
water.
Yeah.
Alright, so you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was biking uphill just a lot, and I didn't know how to use the guy's bike, and I didn't want to like just mess with it blindly because I didn't want to break it. You know,
Yeah.
what do you do when you're on a big hill and the chain falls off this like $2,000 bike?
No, I bet his bikes are probably more than that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say? I mean, he's a doctor, right?
And he
That
does it
lives in
all the
San
time.
Francisco.
he and his friends go mountain biking all the time.
Really?
So I was like, this is serious stuff.
Wow.
And I kind of screwed myself because I didn't have the gearing down at all in the first climb
Oh yeah.
and just ended up exhausted by the time we got to the top. But that was fine. It ended up being a lot of fun once I finally got the hang of it. Going through the trees. It was really, really cool. Like, it was cold.
Oh, gotcha.
It was really cold
Yeah.
under the
So
shadows.
so as you were going up, did it like was it fun going downhill at least?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's like
Yeah.
the best part of mountain biking. in my
We
opinion.
got to some technical parts, and it was hard to tell whether I wanted to be clipped in or didn't want to be clipped in when we finished, because I don't know. Doug, do you clip in when you
I
go
don't.
biking?
Well, that's if I had the funds to invest more into a nice mountain bike, I would. But I do a lot of downhill biking,
Yeah.
and so jumping off of stuff, I like to be able to bail out if I need to.
Right.
So
We didn't really jump off of anything,
okay, yeah.
but there were some technical parts going down rocks where it was very hard to keep my feet on the pedals when I was just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
bounced out. But that was okay. It was pretty
Nice.
brief.
Do you get to swim in the Pacific at all?
No.
No, you just
No.
looked at it.
Yeah.
Nice.
We mostly, I mean, pretty much all the coastline that I saw of the Pacific was cliff face water. So,
Oh.
I mean, there were a
Yeah.
few, I mean, obviously we saw some beaches. We went on the 17-mile drive
Yeah.
at Pebble Beach.
Oh yeah. Is that? No, that's not Big Sur.
We did go there.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, we hiked around there for a long time. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
We went to Big Sur. We drove PCH. Went to Pebble Beach. Went to, God, what is that town called? I'm blanking. I was thinking about it earlier, but I don't remember what
Okay.
it was called.
Gotcha.
Carmel. That's what it was.
Gotcha. Cool.
So we saw beaches there, but it was like, we saw some people swimming and they didn't look like they were having a good time. Let me put it
Were
that
they
way.
like in wetsuits or just
No.
normal?
We
Oh,
saw
gosh.
a group
When did
of-
when did you go?
This was in December. This was
Oh god.
like a
Wow.
month ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's just like them forcing it. Like,
Yeah, no, there was like a group of girls and they were like just wearing regular bathing suits and they ran out. We saw them run out in the water, scream. They were like 2 football fields away. We just heard this chorus of shrieks and then they ran back in from the water. So
That's awesome.
kind of were able to gather how far that went.
Gotcha. That's exciting.
Yeah, it was. I'd never been out there, so
Yeah.
I was happy to go.
Do you have any trips planned for 2019?
No. I mean, I'd like to go on trips,
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
you know how it is, man.
True. Boggs, y'all might go study abroad, right? This summer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Emma Driver, the other Emma,
Yeah.
and me are going to Paris this summer.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, it's
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
Wow.
Really?
That's
Very
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I'm
That's French.
excited.
How long are y'all going?
It's a 5-week program.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Gotcha.
Yep. So we're taking 2 classes each, and then we'll do some like weekend excursions. Like one, we're gonna try and go to Bavaria,
Really?
and then
What's there?
Driver knows more than I do. She
Okay.
that was like more of her pick. It's in Germany. It's really pretty. I think
Okay.
there's like mountains and castles and stuff.
Okay, cool.
and then
cool. What was your pick?
well, I think we kind of both wanted to go to London.
Yep.
And she also has a not a family friend, but a friend there, so we can go stay with her.
Oh, that's cool.
and also we want to go to Oxford because that's where like C.S. Lewis and like some other people in his like writing group, they had like their like pub and like the school
yeah.
that they worked at. So we want to like tour around there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
So pretty exciting stuff.
Nice. I think the farthest I'd ever study abroad is probably South Carolina. So.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so Avery Cavids, do you have any places you're trying to go 2019?
No, not really.
No.
No, I have a really busy year, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to be going anywhere.
Fair enough. You're doing
Booked
research
up.
though, right?
I am
Yeah?
doing research. Yeah.
What's that look like so far?
Just a lot of training because you can't really just go into the lab and do whatever.
Yeah.
So right now we're just like learning how to use all the tools and the techniques, and then pretty soon we'll just
You're
Like,
slicing
come
livers,
in.
right?
yeah, like
Really?
a deli slicer.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting process you told me about. It's like you make like a wax cube, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've
Because
never,
you can't just like cut tissue. You have to,
Yeah.
especially for slides, because you're putting it under a microscope. So it's got to be like super super thin. So.
Okay, yeah. Huh.
Yep.
So have you
So-
like gotten to look at that kind of tissue under a microscope?
Not yet because
Okay.
you have to stain it.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's like it's a ton of steps, but
Gotcha.
yeah, you stain it, and depending on the stain you use, it'll grab onto certain parts of cells, and
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
it's really interesting. So now we are just going through like learning how to do each step, and then pretty soon it'll be like if you're free at 10 o'clock at night, and you have nothing else to do, you can just go into the lab and work.
Really? That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Which that will be the only time that I can go. So
Really?
yeah,
Well,
definitely on like weekends and.
that's kind of
whenever
cool
I'm
that's
free.
available to you though.
Yeah,
That's
it's really
exciting.
cool. It's very fun.
Can we
I'm-
come watch you?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll
Can wear a
see.
do we have
GoPro.
security clearance to get in there?
Maybe not you. Everyone else though.
Oh.
Okay.
You're
That's
from
fine,
Auburn.
Yeah, I don't belong.
You're
No,
from Auburn.
I've never really understood research. They just like have a professor that you do research with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what? They just tell you all the stuff that you need to know, and then just send you in the lab and tell you to just discover something.
Well, no, they explain
mean-
like what they're trying to figure out.
If you don't,
just go
Yeah.
figure something out that no one has ever done
Well, they
before.
come up with the procedure for
Like
you.
they know,
right?
like they have the steps and everything and what they're trying
Okay.
to find, but they need like help doing it. So they have students come and like they show them how to use all the tools, and like it's also a learning process for us because we're getting to see a lot of stuff that we wouldn't see in a classroom.
In a regular lab.
Yeah, so that's really fun and it's really cool.
that
But
is
yeah,
cool.
So that's one of the like 12 things that I'm doing this semester. So
Nice.
that'll be fine. No one's gonna hear from me after February.
Yeah, this semester is going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know
the,
why
second.
though.
It's just one of those
I think
things.
it's just junior year starting
Yeah,
to.
second
It's like the
half.
last big push I think for like a lot of core classes and major classes. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, so Elliot, what are your hobbies right now? Would you say?
Right now, okay. This is a tough one because I'm kind of at a crossroads.
Okay.
No.
Between hobbies?
Yeah, that's how serious I take my life. Even my hobbies are a big deal.
Are you breaking up with one?
I'm not sure. That's the thing.
Okay.
I signed up for a class at school.
Oh.
It is a music class. I am not a music major. I have not had any formal music training, and I am not good at music. But I decided, actually,
Perfect.
yeah, I decided this would be fun, and much to my chagrin, it was a lot of fun.
Didn't Harrison like drop it though?
Yeah, we were supposed to be in together. He abandoned me. Harrison, if you're listening to this, I hate you. Not really.
But really.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna drop it, even though I don't want to. It seems like really cool, and it seems like it'd be a lot of fun, and I like music. But I think I'm a bit in over my head
Yeah.
because it is not an introductory level course.
Oh really?
No, it is.
That's funny. Like you can get into that because sometimes you have to have prereqs for it.
It's yeah. Well, this is the first time it's ever been offered, so I think
Okay.
they're trying to feel it out. So
Yeah, I get that.
I just kind of jumped into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I wish that I could do it, but it would just take up too much time. I don't think I can afford it.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I started playing drums, and that's kind of what got
Really?
me into the whole thing.
Okay. Is that the hobby you're picking up?
Well, trying to, but the problem is, drums are huge, and I don't have space for any of that stuff. So
Oh yeah.
I've talked to my folks. Of course, my roommate Will, shouts out Will. He plays guitar really well, and we have musical instruments, and we really want to play music
Yeah.
together. Of course, not like a band would.
just casually.
Yeah. More
I get that.
casually than that.
I get that.
But the thing is that we don't have any space for that. Also, we live in an apartment building, so we don't want our roommate or our neighbors to literally kill us. So we,
because you are in an apartment.
yeah,
so
you
that
can't put a
would-
drum set in an apartment complex without
Yeah,
having the police called on you probably every time you touch them.
that's true. Have you
Um,
thought about getting an electric one?
I've thought about that, but the thing is, those are twice as expensive
True.
to get a good one.
Just get like a rock band one.
Yeah,
It's like the same
I
thing.
don't want to do that.
Just
at
play
all.
rock band.
I went to a guitar center and felt the difference between a $500 electronic set and a $1,200 electronic
It's
set.
just a world of
It
difference.
is mind blowing.
I feel like that's the way it is with just about everything. You know?
It's hard to simulate.
Yeah, believe it or
'cause
not,
there's
more money actually gets you nicer things.
Would you
It's
believe
crazy.
it? Yeah. There's just a lot that goes into it. I mean, you can hit a rubber pad on a cheaper one, and that's all fine and good. And you can hit the rubber cymbals on a cheaper one, but
Yeah.
they don't have the same play. They don't have the same motion that a cymbal would on a regular guitar or on a regular drum set. So it's just like you have to have a lot of simulation going on. That's why they're so expensive, and they don't take up any less room, really. I mean, other than the width of a kick drum, there really is no difference.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
So I think that dream is put on hold up until the point where
Just you.
I have a place to put one.
Yeah, I get that. Gotcha. All right. Well, we are moving topics from hobbies. We can come back to that if Avery and Emma, you want to talk about your hobbies anymore. If you guys want to add on to that conversation at all.
Last year, a big hobby of mine was making quesadillas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that?
No, not at the
Oh.
moment.
Really, all of us at the.
Yeah, it was
At our
like
house.
a daily thing.
Oh,
At
okay.
least one of us would be making a quesadilla that
Yeah.
day.
Gotcha. Any reason? Just
No, at the beginning of the semester, we were just talking about how like we all want to get really good at cooking,
okay.
and I said I didn't really know how to make a good quesadilla.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah, so now I'm like a professional quesadilla maker.
What's like the American equivalent of a quesadilla?
Probably
Sandwich,
like a sub sandwich or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
burger,
Oh.
hot dog.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's
That's a
Yes.
good question.
it's something between bread.
I would say I'm thinking
It's
yes.
technically between bread. 'Cause
What else?
You
Like
call
what
a sub
else
sandwich a
could it
sandwich.
possibly be?
It's closer.
I don't
I
know.
feel like it's closer to like a.
I feel like it's in its
sausage
own category.
with a bun. You know, like it's.
You could put sausage
What?
on a sandwich.
What?
I don't know. I don't think it's a sandwich. It's like in its own category. But
Okay.
Sorry, we had that conversation at train the
Yeah,
other
this
day.
is.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
that's what podcasts are for. Discussing the hard-hitting issues.
True. Well, speaking of hard-hitting issues, we're gonna have kid conversation starters from allprodad.com.
What a great
Wow.
site.
We'll start new segment for the podcast from this podcast sponsored by allprodad.com.
Shouts out allprodad.com.
Yeah, so coming up with the kid conversation starters. So we'll just go question by question. We'll go with this one. Emma, when are you or have been most afraid? Let's say recently.
Hang on.
Recently?
Yeah.
You didn't sound enough like a dad when you asked that question.
Now, I don't even know how. Elliot, you can take that away because
what's
I
the
don't.
question? Is it
When
just the
are
first
you
one?
or have been most afraid?
All right. So if you're gonna sound like a dad, you got. I mean, come on.
Oh,
you got.
boy.
You got to talk a bit more gruff. You know.
Yeah.
So you just got to say, all right, now son. Now I know obviously Emma, you're not a son, but
Yeah. No.
Now, daughter.
Maybe start off. You did good in the basketball or football game yesterday.
It's Emma.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay, he
what?
doesn't
You just
know.
gotta sound more
Oh,
like a
I
dad.
guess.
You know?
I guess, but
Right.
Be like,
Why don't we call our
or
dads?
just like I don't know.
Oh,
What do you
do
call like?
that.
Because what's the equivalent of like a dad calling like how it's like, hey son, like what do you say to like your daughter like? Because
Yeah.
you
My
don't
dad-
say
you don't
hey
really say,
girl.
"Hey,
That's-
daughter."
That's what you
You
say
say,
at the
"Hey,
club.
maybe
sweetheart,"
sport.
Hey,
Yeah,
honey.
hey, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Sport.
Sweetheart. Okay.
Sport can be
Elliot, you
ungendered.
just say hey sweetheart. What are you or have been most afraid of? Regan is back to the conversation.
What are we talking about?
We're
We
talking
are,
about how to be a good dad.
Yeah, we're doing kid conversation starters from our sponsor, allprodad.com.
If you want to be an all-pro dad, I'm not saying I am one. But
You are.
hey, sweetheart. All right, that wasn't nearly gruff enough.
By the way, like
you gotta be a
Elliot
bit
and Boggs
meaner.
don't really like know each other.
This is,
that much.
I can count
Wait,
on
what's
one
happening?
hand how many times I've met her.
Are you
Met.
playing the kid? And he's
Okay,
Matt,
it's
you
one.
meet Pearson
One time
once.
I met her.
Interaction.
All right.
Okay.
Let's listen. Let's
It's
just
fine. This
wait
is
till he
good.
gets through the question to say
Bonding.
something.
Maybe, I don't know.
What?
I
Your ankle.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go all that. So Sammy Boggs is just in her room, right? Maybe listening to whatever, I don't know,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Young me, Taylor Swift. It works. Hey, come in.
Hey, sweetheart. Could you tell me about when you've been most afraid? That's how a dad would do that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
They would knock on
Comes
the door.
in.
I feel like they would do it. No. That's not how they would do it.
How would a dad do it then?
Regan, you
Yeah, Regan's got to show it.
Wait,
Father.
I'm confused.
Act like dad. Just be dad.
Oh,
That's
you
good.
want me to be my
I'm
dad?
struggling
Yeah,
with this
be
'cause
our
I don't
dad.
have one.
All right.
Elliot.
So, all right.
Shouts out Ross.
All right, we'll give you the go ahead. All right, ready?
Action.
Take one and action.
Come in. Hey,
Hey
Dad.
there, champ.
Hi.
How you been?
Good. Just
Yeah.
listening to my
Taylor Swift.
iPod.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
how you been lately?
You know, school's fine.
Yeah, you failing yet?
Dad, you know I get all A's.
That's
Oh, that's
about it.
good. All right,
You
and
didn't ask
seed.
the dad question.
Wait, what's the
though.
dad question?
For God's sake.
When are
Here,
you
I've
or
got it.
have been most
It's
afraid?
I'm dad.
All right,
I'm
all right,
dad.
yeah.
I
I guess,
wasn't here for that.
all right, I guess
Go
we're
to
doing.
reading.
I guess we're going again.
Okay.
All right. All right, ready? Take two and action.
Come in.
Hey, quick question. I was thinking the other day, and I want to know your answer because your mom and I were just talking about it. When have you ever been most afraid? I just want to know because I'm concerned because you're my daughter.
Oh, wow. Wow. Big question.
Yeah.
Big one to
I'm
throw
about
at
to
me,
ask your
Dad.
brother the same question. So
All right. Let me think. You know, I was scared when.
All right, that was pretty good.
That was very
Oh,
Yeah,
dad.
that was really good. That was good.
That was
That
very
good.
dad-like.
You know,
That was good.
We'll
I'm trying to
get
think
the
of
answer.
an
We'll get the answer now.
Can I do a different one?
Huh?
No.
No, you.
I didn't like that question.
I don't
Well,
know.
okay,
It's
but
a
we
good
haven't
one.
talked
you
about
afraid of it?
talked about it.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm
I'm
afraid.
So
afraid.
when
Lately.
okay, so Boggs, to
Yeah,
answer
I'm
the question,
trying.
when
I'm
are you or
trying.
have been most afraid? It can
We
be
should
recently.
all answer
it can be
these
recently.
and then
Yeah.
send them to our dads.
If anyone else has an answer, feel free to chime
can we
in.
call someone on these?
Let's see. I mean,
What?
Who are you gonna
my
call?
dad.
Your phone works.
I
doesn't
think last time I was like super freaked out by something was this movie called Dark Skies, and I don't know why. It was one of those things where I think this was sophomore year of high school. I was watching it with a friend Ethan, and it's this really dumb movie about these aliens that are like stalking this family. But for some reason, it like completely freaked me out, and like it freaked both of us out to the point where it was like we were just sitting there like holding pillows at like 2 a.m. And then I watched it, I think with Regan.
No,
I watched it.
you
with,
wouldn't. You wouldn't
I
have
watched it
me
with
watch
someone.
that. If it freaked you out, you wouldn't.
Well, no, but I watched it again. I was like, this is terrifying. But then I watched it again. I was like, what? That was terrible. Like that wasn't scary at all. But that was probably the last time I was really freaked out.
How old did you say when you watched it?
I was like a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
He was
But
old.
it was so weird. It was
Sometimes things like that though, like they get in your head. Like
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like okay, so The Haunting of Hill House, when we as a friend group watched that last semester. That time, okay, that was when I got freaked out from that because I don't do well with like I don't know, horror stuff, but especially if it can be like, I don't know, on the more realistic side, which the characters in the first episode and the things that are going on are not necessarily realistic, but I don't know. It's just...
It just gets,
more
like you
so
said, it
than,
gets
like,
in your head.
Yeah, it gets in your head.
Makes sense.
So I couldn't sleep that night. And then there's something about, in that first episode, they talk about a specific time that something like happens. Like it's 3, something like that. And I remember I woke up and I thought to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, if I...
The show's
like,
been out
look at
long
my
enough to
phone-
where you can talk about like what happened in the episode if
Yeah.
you want to.
Spoilers.
Like, it's not like a big spoiler
I've not seen it,
anymore. What?
I don't...
I haven't seen it.
I
Did
don't
you
Well,
see
it's
it
been
that
2
time?
weeks.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes before that time. Or no, 2 minutes after the time. So I was like, all right, we good.
Yeah.
But I got freaked out for a bit there. Yeah. But
I
I
know.
stopped watching it after that because I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I've seen like all the clips of like the big parts because of YouTube, but I need to
Okay.
just watch it straight through.
What's the next question?
Wait, I want to answer this
Yeah,
question.
me too, Regan.
ahead,
No,
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
go
I'm
ahead.
Okay. I didn't have like a big scary moment up until.
Well,
Hey,
what do you mean?
I really want to answer this question though.
Let me finish.
Are you gonna be serious?
Up until last
I don't have
semester.
Yeah, it's gonna be a serious.
It's not a
one.
serious one.
Let me
I'll
be
just keep
clear.
it short and sweet. The doctor walks in. She says, "I'm not sure, but you might have a rupture in your aorta.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
positive, but yeah, I'm not sure about
I mean,
that."
that's pretty intense.
She literally
Yeah.
said, what did she say? She was like, "I'm just really confused." And I said, "You're not supposed to say that." So, yeah, that was it. Everything was fine, but I knew what that meant. If your aorta ruptures, you die. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was a
like a
false
slow,
alarm.
That is
painful
a
death.
death, yeah.
So,
yeah,
Elliot?
Yeah.
top that.
yeah. No,
I might.
Bugs, you and I were like
Yeah,
TV
top
shows
my
and
I know,
movie
movies.
is
I
a
know.
medical condition. The most scared I've ever been in my life. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Long ago.
It's so
Oh,
loud.
is it loud?
Yeah, you're
My
good.
apologies.
You're good though. You're good.
Most scared I've ever been in my life. It was what was I? I was 12, I think. I think I was 12. My family and I were in New York City. Never been. So we were up there, and we were there for my sister's birthday. She really was a big I don't know. She's a big fan of New York, so we went there for her birthday. Pretty cool birthday, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But we were in Little Italy. We had dinner, and we were going to head back to the hotel for the night. And some person in my family decided that it was a good idea to take a limousine back to the hotel. Because they were just on the street, you know? They're like,
Oh, yeah.
take a ride in a limousine. It'll be cool.
Oh gosh.
Tourists. So, naturally, what were we? We were tourists. So we had to oblige. So we get in the limousine, and it's just, they're obviously Italian people. doing
Obviously.
limousines. Well, it was Little Italy.
Oh, I was like, I thought this was just somewhere in New
Yeah,
York.
no,
I was
just
like,
random.
Obviously, they're
yeah,
Italian.
Everybody there is Italian. Everyone there is either named Donnie or, no.
I'm walking.
Hey, I'm walking. No, we were driving here, and all of a sudden, we're looking around, and you look outside of the limousine, and on both sides it's just a concrete wall, like 2 feet. You couldn't
Oh
even
my
open the door. And we're, at this point, I'm like, this is interesting. We're headed down, like underground, concrete on both sides. I'm like, oh, we're about to get murdered. Now, even my 12-year-old self was that freaked out about
you were
this.
12?
You were
I was
dark and
12.
twisted
Oh
back
my
then.
gosh.
I was 12. I thought, we're either going to get robbed and killed or just robbed.
Which one would you rather?
Maybe not killed.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 12. I didn't really have any cash on me, so what could they have really
Yeah,
taken
that's
from
true.
me?
Life.
I said other than being
Oh.
killed. Yeah, so we're going down, and we're going down, and we're going down, and my mother and I are looking at each other.
Is it just you and your mom,
It's-
or is it your whole family?
It's the four of us.
Okay.
My folks and my sister. And
Okay.
my dad and my sister are having the time of their lives. They're like, we're in a limousine, woo! And me and my mom are looking at each other like, oh, we're dead. We're gonna die. So,
What ended up happening?
what ended up happening was we went through a tunnel. But it was one that went down.
I mean,
So,
since
the
you've never
going
been to New
down
York,
was
yeah.
was strange. I thought we're being taken into a parking deck,
Okay,
an
yeah.
underground parking garage, and we're going to be killed.
Absolutely not.
But no, it was just a tunnel, and it was dark. There were like no lights, and there was no room on either side of the automobile. But we came up, and we were literally like half a block. Like we could see our hotel as soon as we emerged from the tunnel. So it was
Wow.
like, okay,
Thank God.
we're chilling. Yeah, it was it was pretty spooky for a second there.
Yeah. Can hear Driver like perfectly at this.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah.
I don't
All right.
really have any scary stories.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't get
Yeah.
spooked.
I mean, I can't think of anything scary that's happened to
Think
me.
about that. My story was literally driving through a tunnel. That's not scary.
Yeah.
Mine was scary.
I got confronted at CVS once, and that was scary.
Oh yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I survived, so
All right.
that's scary.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Next question from allprodad.com.
Say
We're
it
just
like
gonna we're gonna go with this. I have an idea. We're gonna go with what is the hardest thing about being blank years old. I'm gonna do a random number generator, and we have to talk about what is the hardest thing in that thing. So while I get this set up, y'all feel free to talk about whatever.
I feel like at one point we should answer questions for each other.
No.
Oh,
We could, yeah.
that could be cool.
You
Yeah.
don't know my experience.
We
enough.
could-
No.
People do that.
You don't know what it's like to
All
be
right.
me.
So random number generator. What is the hardest thing about being 28 years old?
Who do you want to answer it?
We'll go you.
Me?
Keegan? Yeah.
Well, I'm 20, so
You
I
know a
gotta
lot.
think outside the box here, and I'm gonna stereotype the crap out of this thing. So, I think the hardest thing about being 28 is that you're past your prime of like being able to just like go out and have fun and like drink and party and like not like like you still have a job, but you go out with your friends and you just like you're like kind of getting to the age where if your whole family's like, when are you gonna get married, or if you are married, when are you gonna have kids, and you're like, I don't know, let me live my life.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Respect. All right. Next number. Boggs, what is the hardest thing about being 68 years old?
68.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you are older. That's for sure.
That's the tough one.
Yep.
I mean, just...
Things are winding down. See.
It's winding down.
High risk for
I
heart
don't know.
disease.
What?
High risk for heart disease.
gotta eat your
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
You don't have an appetite. You don't want to do things.
Grandkids hate you.
Yeah, I don't know.
They love your money.
You can't relate to the young people anymore, which is just
Everything
sad.
confuses you.
You always
Right.
feel out of the
New
out of
things
the combo.
terrify you.
Yeah, you don't understand what everyone's talking about nowadays. You just, I don't know, watch birds and.
Feed them sometimes
Podcast
too.
sponsored by
I
Birds.
do that now.
Shout out the birds.
Shout out to Birds, man. Yeah.
Elliot Bird.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Avery.
Mhm.
What is the hardest thing about being 5 years old?
Probably going to kindergarten for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why do you say that? You said that pretty fast.
Well, I kind of remember.
It was terrible.
I'm pretty sure this was kindergarten. Getting on the bus and immediately crying because I realized where I was and where I was going. And I
Okay.
could see my parents standing on the sidewalk, just waving.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, kindergarten was fine. I thought nap time was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'll just asleep on the floor. I don't
Oh.
know. I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, with a bunch of other kids.
That you don't know. It's like,
Sleeping on a cold mat.
yeah, they
Yeah.
just would have these mats stacked up and you would just grab one.
Grab a back, kids. It's time for-
It was like a
for nap time.
gymnastics mat, but a small one, and you would get your mat and lay down on the ground. They'd turn all the lights
Yeah.
off. I used to get in a lot of trouble when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
I remember they put me in a timeout one time, but it was a desk and a closet. It was facing the wall.
Oh my god.
I'd eat lunch in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Prison.
I just like to talk a lot. When
I know a
was
lot
really
about
little.
prison.
Yeah.
I've been there twice.
All right, Elliot. So, What is the hardest thing about being 9 years old?
Not being 10. Next question.
All right.
Wow.
Let's go through
Can
these
I
questions.
actually? I kind of want to change my answer for the
Okay,
68
for the
days.
68.
She's changed her
So-
mind about being
so everyone-
68.
I've thought about this more, and honestly, 68 could be the dream, because for someone like me who doesn't understand technology and pop culture like the rest of these millennials or whatever,
Anyways,
Gen
Gen Xers.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know.
I could just
Yes.
be me, and like I
No
could
one
just
would even be.
do
No one would
finally-
expect
puzzles.
anything.
You'll
from
finally
you.
I
find
could
peace.
I
Be
could bake
retired.
all day. Yeah, I could just have tea parties. Like it sounds like the dream.
You finally
so,
found peace
Yeah,
at 68.
yeah. I've finally like fit in with the people my own age.
Good for you.
Good for you. Yeah, honestly, I can't wait for you to get to that point in your life.
Thank you.
I'm gonna come
All right,
visit.
Hang on. So,
So
all right.
depressing.
So, next question, and we'll end allprodad.com with this question. Elliot, do you know how much your family loves you, and how can you tell?
Okay. Very funny, you guys. You're setting me up. That's fine. My family loves me very much. I
Yeah?
can tell because they say so.
Okay.
So
All
there.
right.
I can tell because, I don't know. I mean,
Because they have to.
they keep in pretty close contact with me. They,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
All right,
They talk
that's
to
good,
me.
yeah.
That means they love me,
That's
right?
good. Yeah. All right. Regan. Or actually, we'll do one more bonus question because I think this one's kind of funny. I'm not doing that one. Is it okay? Regan? Is it ever okay to call someone names? Honest answer.
Okay, so
By their own
growing
name.
up, I was called a lot of names, but not by people in school or my peers, but by my father. But it wasn't a bad way. It was like a funny maybe I shouldn't put this in the podcast because people are gonna think this is bad. It wasn't bad. It was really funny.
Oh,
it was like a
is
joke.
the Asian thing.
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but not really that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well,
I have
there's some more.
not bad, just punk, what you doing.
Oh yeah.
you
just
moron.
just like joking around.
Yeah, funny stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then sometimes they'd say I'm Asian, which there's nothing wrong with being Asian, except I'm just not Asian, and everyone thinks I am.
Oh.
But I'm not.
Gotcha.
So
Nice.
no, there's nothing wrong with calling people names if they have your consent and everything like that.
Your consent.
Am I allowed to call you this name? Yes. Okay.
Yes, Oslo.
Yeah. Oslo.
Oh,
Yeah.
We call Avery
yeah.
Oslo.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
nicknames.
She spelled
Mhm.
also one time wrong one time, and she spelled it Oslo, and ever since then,
We also call her Poot,
well,
Yep. I love that for me.
like the
Demi Lovato's
Demi Lovato thing.
twin.
Yep. I used to get ovary a lot. That kind of stopped.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that happened. Well, I
those
think
days.
that we were bowling one time, and someone put that in.
Yeah, and then the
Pretty sure.
machine broke, and the guy had to come. And
Oh
fix
yeah, the
it.
guy had to come
He
fix
was like,
it.
"All right, it's
He's like, "All right, who's
it's
ovary?"
Ovary's turn." It's like, "Yep, that's me. That's my name."
So funny.
Was I with y'all when we,
Uh,
I don't know if I was. No, I wasn't. No.
okay.
We, no, I'm not done. We were bowling, and somebody put their name as Ben Space Dover.
Yeah. Okay, so fun fact is about that is that I was on a fantasy football team and
The one fantasy football team. right?
somebody's name was that. It was I'm not gonna say who.
It was my friend Grayson.
Yeah, and so his name was like that, and I was also in the same league, and my dad was asking me about it. He was like, "Well, who's winning right now? Who's in the lead?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this guy named Ben Dover." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Ben Dover." And it was so awkward because we both realized he realized I knew what I was saying, and then that was even awkward that he knew that was something to be weirded out by. And he was like, "Say it slower." I was like, I heard it. And then I just walked away. We never talked about it again.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. At the bowling alley, though, we were just playing. Obviously we had some laughs about that at the start of the round because we were probably 14.
Like
That was very funny.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this was yesterday. No,
Yeah.
I actually just came from the bowling alley. No, we some
It's
guy,
really a deep story.
just some guy in the lane next to us when it was whoever's turn it was that made that their name. Just top of his lungs, scream when it was. He's like, let's go bend over. Just like cheering for him. Just some random old dude in the lane next to us.
Oh, it wasn't one of the
No,
people you know?
no.
Oh, what?
So we had a good laugh about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty memorable.
That's interesting. Props to being 68, you know?
Yeah.
There's
You
a-
can just
there's a
scream
benefit.
at the bowling alley and no one will
Yeah.
question it. They'll
Yeah.
laugh at it, actually.
Yeah,
They'll think
exactly.
you're funny.
Yeah.
They'll be your
It's great.
friend.
I can't wait.
For that?
No. That was a joke.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Well, if anyone's got any thing more to say, anything else y'all want to talk about,
I think it's good that we ended on bend
Yeah, I think
over
that was a
jokes.
good one.
and on bend over.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Yep, we have been going for 50 minutes. So, Elliot, thank you for driving the 3 hours from Auburn to Milledgeville.
It's the
to come
only
be on
reason
this.
that I did
Only
this.
reason to be here.
Yes.
Um,
I'm leaving immediately after
Yeah.
we're done with this.
He's got another
His work
podcast
is
to meet
done.
in
Yeah.
California, in San Francisco.
I gotta fly out.
Once
I gotta
again.
catch a flight.
It's a business trip.
Yeah, business trip.
Business, podcasts, I see no difference.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, any closing remarks? Anyone? Any shout outs you want to give?
No.
Probably Harrison.
Shout out Harrison for not being here.
Yeah, Harrison. Thanks for not being here.
Podcast
Really
would have
appreciate it.
sucked with you.
Jeez.
Cut that out! I didn't say Harrison, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. Boggs, anything?
I don't know. No,
All right. Well,
I'm good.
we usually send these out by some style of music. So if anyone wants to either go get a guitar or just
I think we should also sing
start
the
harmonizing.
Carrie Underwood
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Carrie Underwood.
Which one?
The one I've been singing.
All right.
Do you want to play it on your phone?
Just start it off for us.
I'll play it on
I
my
can't
phone.
sing it by myself.
We really got to
Why not?
send this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it's All American Girl, right?
Yeah.
Carrie
By
Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, the top one.
That's loud. Ow.
You guys know the words?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Well,
I
I'm
don't.
68, so I don't. But
They got married. She's been praying for a little baby.
yeah.
Dog's breaking it down.
You sound good. I'm just waiting for the chorus.
You can sing the chorus.
Yeah.
I can't
I
sing
got
it.
it. You guys really, seriously, usually sing at the end of these?
No.
I mean, the first two, yeah.
We didn't sing. We just, made a beat. Played the guitar.
I like that.
Elliot, you have to send the chorus. Get really close to the mic.
No, please don't.
It's your time.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands. Cause I can't do this on my own. Come on, everybody. I'm letting go.
Not in your
That's right.
hands.
Road I'm on. See you next time.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
bye.
I'll see you guys.